Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is a palette bingo. So that's why I'm looking a little bit unfinished. I really only have foundation, a tiny bit of bronzer, and my brows on because today we are going to be playing with the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos in collaboration with Angelica Nyquist. I took a poll on my Instagram and on my YouTube. I said I wanted to do a palette bingo and I let you guys pick the palette, and this was the palette that won. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna jump into the palette bingo. We'll create an eye look together, and then I promise you, we'll look a little bit more done than this. And if you are new here, hello, my name is Kelly. I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam. But why don't we go ahead and jump into this palette bingo. Okay, so if you are new to the palette bingo game, basically I'm going to take this palette here and use a random number generator to choose 5 eyeshadow shades, and I'm going to use those on my eyes. Now this is stepping outside of my comfort zone because I'm a neutral girl. I love neutral eyeshadows, but I really love this palette. I think it's super fun, and I think by doing like a random number generator, I'll be able to just create a fun look. I do have other looks using this eyeshadow palette, so I'll link those down below if you're interested. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna say this is 1 through 5, this is 6 through 10, and this is 11 through 15. So up on my phone here, I just went to random.org. Can you even see? So it says minimum 1, maximum 15, and then there is a generate button, and it says 5 for the first one. So we're getting bold here to start. This is number 5. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them, and then hopefully I'll remember them if I swatch them. This is a bold shadow for me. This is a bold shadow. So that's the first one. I'm trying to get this off my finger. This is a really, okay, everything's fine, everything's fine. Okay, so then I'm gonna press generate again, and we got the number 7. So if that was 5, I got lucky here. I got this one right here, which is number 7, and it's this beautiful, like this will be my crease shade, beautiful taupe. I'm glad that I got that one because that's one of my like most used shades in this palette. We're gonna go ahead and hit generate again, and we have the number 14. 14 would be this beauty right here. I'm not sure if I've used this one yet. I can't remember, but it's Nebula. Beautiful shift here. Okay, no clue what I'm gonna do yet, but there we go. There's Nebula. 2 more, so generate again, and we have the number 10. The number 10 is this beautiful purple shade right here. Okay, so we'll put that one right here. How am I gonna get that blue in here? I feel a look. I see a look in my head, but I gotta figure out how we're gonna get this blue. Okay, and then generate one more time, and we have the number 4. And the number 4 is this one right here, Queen of Blades, another deep one. There we go. Palette bingo, y'all. Stepping outside my comfort zone. I don't know what I'm going to do here. So I'm gonna think about it for a minute, and we'll be right back to get started. Okay, so I did zoom you in a bit. I still don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm really excited though. Like, I wanted to challenge myself. So I'm definitely gonna challenge myself. I know that these 3, I feel like go together. I'm just not sure how to tie in these 2. Now with the palette bingo, the fun thing about palette bingos is you can kind of do it however you want. I'm going to use just these 5 shades. Other people will use other shades and they just have to use those 5. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here first in Naru, and that was the second shade that we got. I know that I'm gonna put this one in my crease because it's like the perfect crease shade, and every time I've gone into this palette, I've used this one in the crease. I just don't know how to tie in the blues. So I'm a neutral lover. I find that color intimidates me. People often tell me like, just play with color, just have fun with it, it's fun. But it intimidates me. I get these shades and I just don't know what to do with them. I don't feel like I'm a very creative person. So I get these colorful shades, these colorful palettes, and I'm like, okay, I need like a step-by-step, like a user guide. Like I need to know how to use these. Now other people, they're so creative. Like I bet that there are people watching this who like instantly have an eye look, and they're probably like, Kelly, do this, do that, do this, do that. I don't know what I'm gonna do, okay? I don't know. But I know this is what I'm putting in my crease. I know this is going to somehow go on the lid. I just don't know how to incorporate the blues. I feel like this could go on the lower lash line, but then how do I get the deep blue in there? It's what I don't know. Okay. I'm thinking I could put this all over the lid and even put that on top of it. Let's try that. Let's go in with the purple that I got, which was this one right here in Cylon. And I want a brush that's kind of fluffy. So I'm gonna go in with my BK203. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of that. And I think I'm gonna like press it onto the lid. This is a good step, right? Step in the right direction. It's a matte, so I'm gonna press it onto the lid. And what if I take the dark blue and put it on like the outer V? What do you guys think? This is when I need instant feedback. This is when I need people to like help me figure out what to do. Also, I'm hoping I don't get a ton of fallout because my face is already done. I didn't really think about that. Okay, so then I'm going in with my fluffy blending brush that I used for the first shade. There's no additional product, but I love a good blend. So I'm just gonna, you know, real messy. We're gonna make this a messy look. I'm just gonna try and blend as much as I can so that I don't have any harsh lines. And then for the simple fact that I have no clue what to do with Void, this first shade that I got, I'm gonna take my BK207, it's like a domed brush, lightly dip into that, and I'm just gonna use it to like deepen up this outer corner. I hope it doesn't get too muddy. I mean, I just don't know what to do. So that's what we're gonna do. I feel like this doesn't look too bad, does it? Does it look like I have a bruised eye? No, it looks fine, right? Everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. Then I'm gonna take that fluffy brush again and just wipe it off on a towel, hit up those edges, and try and, I typically go for more like soft, subtle looks. This is far from, I said I was gonna do a palette bingo, and palette bingo, here we are. I think I am gonna get a little bit, just a tiny touch of Nauru, and I feel like that'll help me feel like I'm a little bit more blended, because I really love to blend. I love a blended look. Here goes nothing, okay? This is the same brush that I used for Cylon, but I'm gonna flip it over and use the other side. And I am going to dip into this shade right here in Nebula, and I'm gonna spritz some MAC Fix Plus on it. Ooh, my foot fell asleep. I was sitting on it. And that is what we're just gonna put it on the lid, over the mattes, and hope for the best. Ladies and gentlemen, moment of truth. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Okay, all right. Maybe we're onto something here, huh? What do y'all think? Ooh, that looks pretty. I was a little nervous because I think I might have used Nebula before, but I don't think I put it over anything. But that actually looks So pretty, I think. So pretty. Now we gotta figure out how to get Queen of Blades in here. I think I'm just gonna put it on the lower lash line. That's my guess. Okay, so if this was my look that I was doing like without it being a palette bingo and having to use all of these shades, I actually like the way this looks. I would go in with Naru in the crease, then I would take Cylon and put it all over the lid. I would top it with Nebula, and then I'd probably go in with Cylon on the lower lash line. But we do have void in the outer crease, or not the outer crease, the outer V, I'm sorry. And we still need to implement this shade in Queen of Blades. I wonder how it would be if I just used that like close to the lower lash line. Like what if I tried to take the purple on my pencil brush that I always use, the really dirty fluffy one, very lightly, just like a touch of that down here. And then what if I go in with Queen of Blades close to the lower lash line? Do we think that's gonna work? The purple looks really nice down there. I'm just doing it really light. I feel like Rock Hopper would have been another good option for the lower lash line, but I wanted to stick to just these 5 shades. Okay, then I need something that can get close to the lower lash line. So I have this Morphe Y21, and I'm gonna go into Queen of Blades, which is this one here. Tap it in. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Tap, tap, tap. Tap it off, and I'm just gonna put that close to the lower lash line right here, and just keep it in the outer part. And then I'm gonna take that pencil brush again and just kind of blend it out. So then it just ties in a little bit more blue. Hopefully it's not looking too muddy. I wouldn't typically put purple and blue on my lower lash line because I'm afraid it's gonna make me look like I have a black eye, but that's what we're working with here. So I'm gonna finish this blending a bit. I'm gonna hop off, pick a lip, put some mascara on, and then I'll show you the finished look. Okay, so here is the finished look, and if I'm being honest, I love the top. I love how the purple looks. I love how Nebula looks on top of the purple. I don't love the blue on the lower lash line. I feel like it kind of looks a little bit like a bruise. So in hindsight, I wish that I took this shade right here in, what was it, Queen of, I want to say Queen of Hearts. Queen of Blades, not Queen of Hearts. I wish that I took Queen of Blades and almost did like maybe a winged liner with it on the top and stuck to just purple on the bottom, but this is the look that we have here. I did go in with my Pat McGrath blush. It's the new Divine Blush collection. I have the shade Nymphette. That's the blush on my cheeks. I topped it with my Natasha Denona Super Glow highlighter in the shade Fair. And then for my lips, I do have the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner that needs to be sharpened oh so bad, in the shade Iconic Nude. Then I went in with one of the new Melt lipsticks. This one here, I'll write it on the screen because I don't like saying the name. And I took a little bit of gloss. I love the way that it looked as a matte, but I did take a little bit of my Buxom White Russian lip gloss to create this look here. I hope you guys enjoyed this palette bingo. It was fun to challenge myself. You know, I'm such a neutral lover, and although I love colorful palettes and I'm trying to get into them more, they can be a little bit intimidating just looking at them and like trying to figure out what to do with them. And a lot of times I don't mix. Like if it had not been for palette bingo, I I would never put purple and blue together. Like I would do the blues together, I would do the oranges together, I would do the purples together, I would do the green together. So it's nice to kind of challenge yourself, think outside of the box, create a fun look, and I had a lot of fun with this one. So thank you to everybody who voted, who wanted to see this, the palette bingo. If you get inspired to do a palette bingo yourself, whether it's with this palette or another palette, any palette in your collection, if you're ever feeling stuck in a rut, you're feeling bored, do a palette bingo. And if you are inspired to do a palette bingo by this video, I would love to have you tag me on Instagram. I'm just at kbellabeauty. I would love to see the looks that you created. Unfortunately, this palette is not going to be restocked. I know Angie mentioned in one of her recent videos that that was it. They did the launch and they restocked it twice and that was it. So even if you don't have the Club Nebula, Kaleidos has a great formula. Just, you don't have to have a new palette. Reach into your collection, do a palette bingo, tag me with your looks. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. That way I can see you in the next one. Bye. Boom.